Have you ever seen a piece of land that was listed way less than everything around it and you thought, this can't be real? Stick around because I'm going to break down the 4 hidden pitfalls that make some lots gold mines and others money pits. And at the end, I'll share how I found an undeveloped lot in a great neighborhood that was almost given to us. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Blake Anderson, and I've been a builder for over 20 years, and I've been developing property for the last 5. And I want to share with you some of the things I've learned along the way that keep me from buying bad deals. Hidden pitfall number 1, environmental issues or access issues. The first red flag are streams and floodplains. A lot might look amazing on Zillow or Google Earth until you realize there's a stream running right through the middle of it. I've seen so many lots come through in great neighborhoods where we wondered, why wasn't this lot developed 30 years ago with the rest of the neighborhood? And when we looked further, we found streams or floodplains. This should be obvious, but you can't build over a stream. And in fact, you can't even build close to a stream. Streams have riparian buffers of usually 50 feet to 100 feet. And these are some of the things that the wholesaler or listing agent just doesn't understand when they put that property on the market. But don't fall for this pitfall or you'll have a lot that you can't build on. Second hidden pitfall are zoning and use restrictions. A lot may be cheap because it's unbuildable under current zoning. Zoning districts and overlay districts change over time and master plans evolve. I recently had a piece of property brought to me in a great area along a major transportation corridor. Great development was happening all around. Townhomes, new construction, new development, mixed use. It looked like a slam dunk until I called the planning department. And after a quick call to the planning department, I realized that this choice piece of property was slated to have an off-ramp and a road extension put right through it under the future use master plan for this transportation corridor. And so what was looking like 20 acres of prime real estate was leaving about 5 buildable or developable acres. Before you write your next offer, always call the planning department. Third, utilities. Can I get water, sewer, power, or internet? Even if there's a house next door, you can't assume that your house has access to water and sewer. It's amazing how expensive it is to extend water and sewer just 10 to 20 feet. It can be tens of thousands of dollars of extra costs that wipe out your profit. So many lots come through all the time in areas that are on city water and city sewer. And one reason that lot may have never been developed is because the water and sewer stopped just shy of it. We had a piece of property in a major city on a redeveloped a lot on a road that was put in 60 years ago and found out that one of our 4 lots did not have water and sewer access, even though the city's GIS said that it did. It was going to cost us $70,000 just to extend water and sewer another 20 feet for us to be able to access it from our property. Now, luckily, we were able to go back to the city and say, we developed based on your records and what you showed us, and they were willing to help us. But the next time you buy a piece of property, it may not be that forgiving. Before you buy your next piece of property, you better make sure that you have access to utilities. Here's the 4th pitfall, and this is a sneaky one: legal issues. A lot might be tied up in probate, have back taxes, have a title defect, or just because one family member is willing to sell doesn't mean that anyone else in the family is. You don't know how many pieces of property we've put under contract only to never find our way to the closing table because just because the controlling party is able to put it on the MLS doesn't mean that you'll get everyone else who owns that property to sign off. Oftentimes there's no way to know, but I would say don't get your hopes up unless you can talk to the seller directly and you know that everyone is willing to sign off on your offer. Now I want to tell you about a deal that looked too good to be true, but it wasn't. You see, we found a piece of property came up for sale in an incredible area for only $15,000. And this is a neighborhood where the houses were selling for $600,000. The seller had owned it for 25 years, but had been unable to build it due to unsuitable soils for septic. As far as he knew, there was no way to build on this lot. At this point, he was willing to take whatever he could get just so he could stop having to pay the property taxes every year. But you see, the land hadn't changed in 25 years, but what the seller was unaware of is that septic system technology had. We were able to purchase this lot at a reduced rate and use an engineered septic system that empowered us to build a 4-bedroom house that sold for over $620,000. So yeah, there's a lot of bad deals out there. There's plenty of lots that you'll see listed or brought to your desk that you can't build on. But the next time you see a cheap lot, don't just ask, is it too good to be true? Ask, have I done my homework? Hey, if you want a checklist to be able to walk every deal like a pro, I've created a free land evaluation checklist, and if you'll comment checklist down below, I'll make sure I get it over to you. And if you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe and hit the bell. I've got more coming that'll help you go from a land looker to a land developer. We'll see you next time.